one-door model, and what are states like Texas looking to achieve?
Oh, thank you so much for having me today. So I think it's always best to just start out with the one-door model is attempting to solve on a state level the maze that the federal government has created. So we all know about the safety net. This is for people when they're vulnerable, when families are vulnerable, they can come to the state and the state can provide their basic needs. But the safety net, it's a blanket term that covers more than 80 federal programs. And when we really look at those 80 federal programs, it's over $1 trillion in spending, and it spans at least a half dozen federal departments. It's a complicated maze for states to wade through, and it's a complicated maze for individuals to wade through. And the reason it got to this point is because it wasn't developed intentionally. Some of the safety net programs like cash benefits or housing, they started during the New Deal. And each time they were authorized and each time they were expanded separately from other programs. Some safety net programs like Medicaid or food stamps, those were started in the 1960s. And again, every time that a congressional committee took a look at those programs and expanded them, they weren't thinking through, how do food stamps interact with housing, or how does food stamps interact with the Medicaid program? They were all expanded separately. So now states, when they're interacting with all of these different federal programs, they're dealing with conflicting rules. They're dealing with conflicting federal agencies that they have to correspond with. And what we're left with, like I started with, is a maze for states to wade through, a maze for vulnerable Americans and citizens to wade through. So the one-door model is attempting to really integrate our workforce programs with our safety net programs.